Hi everyone. So I want to talk to you briefly about your group project. I did give you a prompt, but I wanted to go ahead and explain to you what the prompt says in my own words so that you can kind of understand just from hearing someone explain it out loud. So for this project, there's two parts. In the first part, you're going to work with a group, and in the second part, you're going to work alone. In the first part, you're going to work with a group to identify a problem on campus that could be better understood and possibly solved if you could collect more data on this problem by doing a survey or a questionnaire. Your group is going to work together to create a survey or questionnaire. You're going to distribute that questionnaire and get lots of responses. And then you are going to, as a group, decide what the data means. While you're working on this group portion, this project will also allow us to practice doing some of the kinds of things that you would do in the workplace if you were working in a group, like meeting minutes and agendas, which are documents that you would write in a professional workplace. So the project has multiple parts. You're learning how to write a questionnaire, you're learning how to do primary research, you're learning how to do meeting minutes, you're learning how to do agendas, so on and so forth. After your group has written the survey, distributed the survey, collected the data, and discussed what the data means, then you're going to break out into individual work, and you're each individually going to write a report explaining what your research was, what you found, and what you think it means, and then make recommendations for how we should use this to fix the problem. Okay, so for now though, so it doesn't get complicated, we don't get confused, I do not want to talk about the report part that you're going to work on alone. I will go over that extensively when it is time. For now, I would like to focus on the first half of the project, which you're going to do in groups. Okay, when I put you in groups, the first thing your group has to do is pick a topic or a problem that you guys want to focus on with your survey or questionnaire. You're going to think about something that is at FIU that maybe doesn't work and you don't understand exactly why it doesn't work, or you're not sure if students like it or don't like it. Those kinds of things are good topics for a survey or questionnaire. It can be related to a program at FIU, it can be related to an office at FIU, a student experience that's very common to FIU. And you're going to pick a question that you are then going to design a survey or questionnaire to help you answer. So for example, I do not want you to work on parking. Every single semester, every group wants to work on parking, okay? So please don't do parking. But for that reason, I will use that as an example here in this video. So you don't want to say something like, could parking be better? Because we all know that most students think parking is better. But if I was really trying to solve the issue of parking and I said, you know what, I think that there is a problem with parking on FIU campus. If I wanted to design a survey or questionnaire, I might be asking something like, is there really a parking problem at FIU? And where exactly is the problem, right? So I would design a survey or questionnaire to figure out how many students really think it's a problem, which is a minor part, but it's an important part, because sometimes you're surprised to find out that it's not as much as a problem as you personally think it is. So in the workplace, you might design a survey because you think clients are having trouble with something, and you get feedback saying that the clients are not actually having trouble with that at all. And you were just misunderstanding or, had a bad hypothesis about the client's opinions, right? So that's important. But if I was really trying to figure out this parking situation on FIU's campus, I would really try to figure out what exactly is making parking bad at FIU. Is it the location of the garages? Is it how many spaces there are? Is it the fact that everybody's getting to campus at the exact same time? What exactly is causing the problem? If I design my survey to better understand the problem, once I get the results of that survey and I collect that data and I interpret that data, I am better equipped to solve the problem of parking at FIU. right? Your group's job is to pick a topic and that you think you could collect data on and better understand the problem. And again, read the prompt carefully. You can think of the problem as something like which is better, X or Y, what causes X, like in the parking example, what causes the parking problem. But you can think about the problem broadly, but something that you think is happening at FIU, that if you collected data on this, a survey would be a really good way to get data on this and would move you closer to solving this problem, okay? Once your group has picked a topic, you're going to propose the topic to me for approval. You can even, if your group is juggling a couple of different topic ideas, you can propose them all to me and I'll tell you which ones are the strongest ones for this project, okay? Then you have a couple of things. Twice during the group part of the project, you have to meet. The first time you guys have to meet that I want proof of, you guys are probably going to design or edit the questionnaire together. And in relation to that, you're going to turn in meeting minutes, which are the notes from the meeting that's happening. But ahead of that meeting, you're going to turn in the agenda about what you plan to talk about in the meeting, then the meeting minutes, what you actually talk about in the meeting. And then you're also going to take a screenshot of whatever group conferencing software you used to do the meeting. You can use Skype, you can use Google Chat, however you want to do it. Okay, this might actually be your second meeting. For example, some groups might meet in a conference call, or you might just talk over WhatsApp when you are picking your topic, but I don't need proof of that meeting or conversation. I need proof of the time you guys meet to discuss the writing of the survey or questionnaire. And in relation to that meeting, I need 3 separate things. The agenda, which tells me what your goals are for that meeting, and there are instructions there. You're going to turn in meeting minutes. Somebody's going to take notes about what decisions were made during the meeting. And then someone's going to turn in a screenshot. And then same thing, your group can meet multiple times while working on the project, but towards the end of the project, you're going to meet to discuss the results of your survey. So after you've passed out your survey, and I want at least 30 results per group, okay? 30 surveys per group, at least, okay? So once you've gotten at least 30 responses, your group is going to meet to discuss what do the results of the survey mean. You know, what do we think the actual problem is, or what did we learn about the problem from these surveys? You're going to have a second meeting that I want proof of, where you're again going to turn in an agenda. What are the goals exactly of this meeting? You're going to turn in the meeting minutes, what exactly was discussed and what exactly was decided during the meeting. And then you're going to turn in a screenshot of you guys conferencing through Google Chat or Skype or some other software, even FaceTime, I don't care. Just as long as you're showing me that you're having a meeting, okay? So twice I want proof of a meeting and a couple of things in relation to that meeting, but your group might meet much more than that, and you certainly will talk much more than that because you have to pick a topic, you have to write the group contract, you have to do all kinds of other things, but I only need 2, okay? And both times you're going to turn in the same 3 things: the agenda, the meeting minutes, and the proof of the meeting, okay? The other thing related to the group meeting that is important is that you have to write a group contract at the very beginning of the meeting, very beginning of the group project. And then you have to turn in a group member evaluation at the end. These are pairs. In the group contract, you're going to, early in the project, decide as a group what is acceptable behavior in a group and what is not. In the workplace, we do this. We don't call it a group contract, but we do have conversations about what are the ground rules for this project. You know, we have to get something done. We have to approve a new textbook for 1101. We're going to work on this for 2 months. This is how many times we're going to meet. This is what we're going to do at each meeting. This is the goal, whatever. We don't call it a group contract, but in the professional world, we do this. Often somebody will email this stuff out. Sometimes it'll just be a verbal understanding. Group work in college or high school often doesn't work because people don't have these conversations up front. But since we are practicing professionalism, I want you guys to explicitly have a conversation up front about how often you guys are going to communicate. Are you going to meet in person or only through Skype or Google Chat? How many meetings are you going to have? When are they going to be? And think about everything that's ever gone wrong in a group for you, everything you've ever hated about group work, and make a rule for your group to avoid that, right? So if you want to split the work to make sure one person doesn't control everything and one person does nothing, so on and so forth. If you want to set the meetings and set rules for how often you have to communicate, think about what you can agree on that will make the group run smoothly. So then you're going to go ahead and write that and submit that, and that's your group contract. Then you're going to write your survey, do a meeting that you prove to me. You're going to go ahead and pass out your survey and questionnaire. You're going to collect 30 responses. You're going to have another meeting that you're going to prove to me where you discuss the results of your survey and questionnaire. And then you're going to write a group member evaluation, and you're going to evaluate each group member. And everyone is going to get a grade based on how well they worked in groups for this project. So you're going to reflect back on the group contract. If you said, you need to check your WhatsApp once a day and this person sometimes wouldn't respond for 3 days, you certainly can write them a negative evaluation. Your grade is going to be based on the sum total of your group's impression of you. If you are in a group with 3 other people and all 3 of them say that you are impossible to get in contact with, then that's going to hurt your grade as a group member. But I'm going to go back to the group contract and see what you guys agreed on too. So if you can see yourself critiquing someone later on for something, you need to put it up front in the group contract so everybody knows that that's your expectation for the group, okay? So you guys are going to pick a problem at FIU that you think a survey will help you better understand. You have to get the topic approved. Then you have to, and you might have to have a meeting or a conversation over text or something like that to do that. Once your topic has been approved, you're going to have a meeting that you're going to prove to me where you discuss the writing of the survey, the questions you're going to use. There's going to be a peer review. You're going to get your survey approved. You're going to distribute your survey to at least 30 people. Okay? Then you're going to have, and you might have meetings in there, you're going to have maybe text messages exchanged in there. Then once your survey has been collected, you're going to have a meeting to discuss the results of your survey and what you think it means, what recommendations can be made. And then you're going to turn in the group member evaluation. Okay, after you turn in the meeting stuff, you're going to turn in your group member evaluation, and then you're going to break out individually to write the report. Each person will write their own report, but you're expected to have the same data and the same recommendations, okay? So I hope explaining that out loud helped you a little bit, and I certainly hope that the written document plus this video clarifies the assignment for you. For now, you want to make sure you read the prompt carefully and take the prompt quiz. Okay, and then there's a doodle poll that will help me put you in a group with people who have similar schedules to you. Okay, go ahead and do that and let me know if you have any questions.